Here I was about a month or so ago. I was just going about my life, and I was going to start this YouTube channel and to build a platform to help out and build maybe a community to be able to be of service to help some people. I manage money for a living. One of the ideas that I had was the concept of never enough, feeling like we're never enough, trying to achieve that next level. And then out of nowhere, I ran across the show, the Heated Rivalry, and it kind of gave me a distraction that I wasn't expecting. I kind of think this is the good way to start. This is the place where I want to begin. It explains the concept clearly, but it explains it viscerally, and it explains it directly to the nervous system, and I wasn't prepared for that. It kind of took me by surprise. So, if you've ever felt successful on paper, but unsafe on the inside, then this video hopefully is going to resonate. If you've watched the show, you've already know the scene, hopefully, that it seems to live rent-free in my head. The story's about two hockey players, Shane and Ilya, who, over the course of like a decade, evolve into this personal relationship and a romance. The climactic part that really screamed to me was like the silent scream. At the end of an episode, it's the light, the dancing, the tension. They're playing the song, All the Things She Said by Tattoo, pounding like a heartbeat, and they see each other from across the dance floor. It's an emotional roller coaster that the show is already taking you across. And it spoke to me. You can feel it in that moment when the music is playing. This is not enough. For Shane and Ilya, when they're looking at each other, it's saying, I just need more. I need a life that doesn't require me to disappear. And I think that's why it wrecks people. You see the two of them, and they're not failing. They're thriving. On the surface, you have two of the most elite players in sports, and then at the top of their game, but they still don't feel safe. I have replayed that scene more times than I want to admit, because this is not enough. It's not a romance line. It's a survival pattern. And in real life, in careers and money, it's making more, and you still feel behind. It's building a successful life that doesn't even feel like yours. First, what Heated Rivalry gets so right about this feeling, using Shane and Ilya, when everyone can feel like they're not enough, there is a hidden fee for the higher achievers. It's the cost of conforming. You get the grades, you get the job, you play the role, and slowly, you start living for everybody else's approval. And it's not because you're weak, it's because the stakes feel real. But when your life depends on a role, your nervous system treats honesty like danger at that point. So you perform. You're not lying, you're surviving. And sometimes you've worn the mask so long, you forget it's even there, and it drains you. That is burnout. You worked hard, but you feel like you can't finish. You don't know where else to go. You feel like, I can't keep pretending. And that's where I saw that. And that's why the concept between Shane and Ilya worked. And they're not just hiding a relationship. They're protecting their brands. The brands are themselves. You're just protecting yourself and how you think you look to others. So I'll start with Shane. Shane Hollander. His whole life is just built on approval. He's going for the endorsements. He's going for the reputation. He wants to be the legacy. And he's doing it. By all rights, he's the success. And his identity is tied to what the world sees. Because when approval is your safety plan, truly being seen feels like losing everything. So, Shane stays quiet. And he, like a lot of people, I'm always fine because that's my brand. It's never resting. Because rest feels like you're falling behind. What do I know? I'm just some middle-aged financial guy. Now to the character again. Ilya Rozanov. I'm not even going to attempt the Russian accent. He's kind of the opposite. He's the cocky, arrogant, but that's just the shield. Because when you act like you don't care, no one can hurt you. He's that smoking rebel, acting above it all. But ultimately, he's just wanting to belong. But he chooses chaos over vulnerability. In his reality, and in our reality, in a lot of our real lives, some people They prove themselves with the fancy cars. They will take the big swings. They will do things just grandiose and make the big moves and look for power and control. And control in the world that they really have no control over. They wear a different mask. It's the same wound. It's just a different mask. And then I would be remiss if I didn't bring up in my homage to this, and then the Cottage, their safe space, where they can actually be the real parts of them and they can finally exist. It's a separate world where hopefully we all can achieve, and we all have that safe space and can find a spot where we can be ourselves and allowed to breathe. But sometimes that safe space is just a place you can breathe as long as nobody can see you. And people do this all the time. You have a work self, and then you have a real self, and you keep them apart. And one of the things that I loved about Heated Rivalry that I think makes it so emotional is the turning point. It's not a perfect dramatic speech. It's all the little small moments of realness. The care, the food, the quiet honesty. Finally, letting the real parts of you exist in the daylight. I think that's part of where I come back to where I wanted to start this channel. For the emotion behind, there's a lot of people come to a point in their life, they're looking ahead and they're wondering, can I keep it all and juggling it all? So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, and even retirement age, there's a point to where you wonder, am I enough? And can I sustain this? So it's finding that happy place. It's finding that cottage for yourself. And it's not always about just quitting your job and just burning everything down. But sometimes you can stop the split and maybe make a little bit of a reset. Let's try this. Maybe just 3 little things. And I think most people can relate to this. The first is, find out what the role you're performing is. Are you the one who never needs help? Are you the one who's always just trying to be the perfect one? Take care of everybody else? Or do you just always feel like you're overwhelmed? Name that role. And now, realize that role, it'll ruin your life. Just having this over and over thought process in your head of this is who I am, this is what I have to be. And that was built on comparing yourself to what everybody else is around you and who you think you're supposed to be. The second part is put a price tag on that. It's not just money. It's the emotional cost. What is that role costing you? Is being there for everyone costing you your peace? Has it costed you your relationships? Has it even costed you your health? We only have a finite amount of time. And if putting on those masks is costing you your health, your family, your relationships, is that cost too high? And the third, have one honest sentence. Set one boundary. And I'm not talking about a goal that can change your life overnight. I'm talking about, automate one of your money decisions. It's just about protecting yourself. Make one step toward that. One step is all it takes. The quickest way to reach a destination is to take the first step. The real win is getting your life back and finally being able to take off the mask. Now, Have you felt the cost of conforming in your own career, in your own life? Or what one small step or thing that you can say to yourself every day to get you to that more honest life can you do? If you'd like to leave that comment, or if you found this video a little bit more helpful, stick around. I think this is going to be a good start.